The 2023 Triumph Street Triple gets a comprehensive update. Sharper styling, new electronics with lean-sensitive traction control and ABS, as well as chassis changes make it an all-round improved package. The updated engine gets a new combustion chamber, new pistons, higher compression ratio, giving it more performance and higher peak torque as well. Shorter gear ratios, a freer flowing exhaust system, and inlet trumpets makes the soundtrack racier than before. All introduced with learnings from Triumph's race experience in the Moto2 class. So last time around when I rode the last generation Street Triple was in 2019 at the Cartagena circuit in Spain. Of course, 2019 onwards, Triumph has been the single engine supplier for a Moto2 class. Now this one, the new Street Triple, has got completely updated in terms of the engine from learning from the Moto2 program, and there are a lot of other changes, the brakes, electronics. We'll talk all about that, but first let's go ride it here at the Jerez track and see what it's all about. On the track, the RS feels almost immediately at home, even in an unfamiliar track like Jerez. It soon becomes apparent that the new Street Triple 765 RS is tailor-made for a track experience. So just finished riding the new Street Triple 765 RS here at the Jerez MotoGP track all day today. In one word, this bike is just phenomenal. Handling is superb. The engine, peach, brakes, the stillemers will make you shed speed in no time. Best of all, the handling, even if you're not used to big bikes, this bike will make you feel like a hero. Take my advice, take a spin, possibly at a racetrack. Tomorrow we ride on the road and tell you all about it. We start our road ride with the RS first. On the road as well, it's a fun and eager bike. For me, Sport Mode offers just the right throttle response and that entertaining music from the inline 3 engine. When we switch bikes, the R is no pushover either. It still gets more power than before, and in terms of performance and handling, it doesn't feel any less than the RS on the road. It also gets the 6-axis IMU with lean sensitive ABS and traction control, as well as the standard quick shifter. After spending a whole day at the Jerez track with the Street Triple RS, we spent a whole day on the road with both the RS and the R. And of course, it's a great handler. Both these bikes will not disappoint you as far as handling is concerned. But if you're looking at pinpoint precision and more performance, it's the RS which takes the cake because it feels slightly more planted than the R. So overall, it was a fantastic day of riding over some lovely roads, over some rolling hills, across the countryside, and both bikes offer very, very good performance. Of course, we've tried everything from going slow, going through villages, and of course going flat out. There are some changes in dimensions and geometry. The RS also gets higher spec Öhlins rear shock with a fully adjustable Showa shock. On the R, the 765cc engine has been mildly detuned, making the same torque but marginally lower peak power. The chassis gets Showa big piston separate function forks, and the R runs on Continental tires. The R could actually be all the bike you need. So the last generation Street Triple was a fantastic bike in itself. The RS specifically was a sharp handler, brilliant bike to ride on the street as well as on the track. Now this one visually doesn't look that much different, but yeah, if you look closely, there are quite a few changes that we've talked about earlier. But more than the visual changes, the changes are in the engine and the geometry changes. Of course, the brakes, the suspension, everything works together to make it that much better than the last generation Street Triple. Now you have this in two variants now, the R and the RS. Of course, the changes between the R and the RS is the RS has got slightly more power, and of course it gets fully adjustable suspension both, but this one has separate function forks and this one gets an Öhlins rear shock. Now if you ask me, if you have the money to spend, I would suggest you look at the RS if you're going to be spending some time enjoying this bike. But if you're primarily going to be riding on the street, then you can just look at the R. Of course, for that kind of money, you also have the Ducati Monster, the new Ducati Monster, which has been upgraded and is a fantastic bike in itself. But after riding it on the track and a 200-kilometer ride on the road, I feel that the new Street Triple has created a new benchmark in the middleweight street naked segment. The new Street Triple RS certainly has hit the ball out of the park. It gets more performance, better electronics, and super sharp handling, making it even better than before. Not difficult to be impressed with, and even make a strong recommendation. Yes, it is that good.